You've entered the Shadow World. Now watch episode 2 before anyone else, exclusively with the Freeform app, and this season on Shadowhunters.
Valentine's trying to destroy the world, Clary. We're trying to protect it.
I can't turn into what you are overnight.
You don't even know this girl. Why do you trust her?
She doesn't know what she's facing.
Come with me. We can figure all this out.
You have no idea how much I want to go back to the way things were.
If we're going to do this, there's no turning back.
I'll do anything to save my mother.
You want your mother? Give me the cup.
The Mortal Cup is the most important object in the Shadow World. Whoever possesses it can create more Shadowhunters.
And in the wrong hands, control demons.
Let's do this.
No!
Clary!
All our lives are at stake.
All new Shadowhunters, Tuesdays at 9 on Freeform, the new name for ABC Family. Catch up anytime with the app or on demand.
Look at all these fans.
No, they look beautiful.
So are you kind of ready for this franchise, fandom, series, freeform, crazy, people running after you?
You know, we've had a lot of time to get ready for it. The past, 4 months since we finished filming, we've sort of been waiting for this, so we've been very, very excited. I mean, up until last Tuesday, we've sort of been expending so much energy over and over again and so much excitement, and then finally when it happened, it was almost like a relief. So yeah, it's been very, very exciting, and very excited about Freeform and where the show is going this season.
I'm sure everyone sort of knows, or they should know, that this show is based on the Mortal Instruments book series, and I'm sure there's some fans out there who love this series. So tell me about sort of adapting that. It was a movie, and now it's a TV show. So tell me about the adaptation of the books to the show, and do you guys stay true to...
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest things for us was, obviously, the fans of the books are very, they're diehard, they're very enthusiastic, and they want to see their characters brought honestly to screen, and I feel like that was the biggest thing that we wanted to do with keeping true to the story for the fans. However, at the same time, the medium doesn't directly translate to a TV show. There's so much there. I mean, Cassie created such a rich world that to put it all into the show would be very, very difficult. So we've sort of taken some liberties, but we stay very true to the core stories and to the characters themselves.
And so tell me about your character, Alec, and how about the audition process and how you got the role and how you've kind of developed it over the last few months?
Yeah, Alec is my favorite character, actually, because he's a good person who's troubled, and he's troubled because he's trying so hard to appease so many people and to be honest with others and to protect others, but at the same time he can't really be honest with himself, and as a result he sort of goes through life with a bit of a chip on his shoulder. But as far as the audition process goes, I first auditioned for Jace, and obviously I wasn't right for Jace. I mean, Dom Sherwood is the best Jace that could be. So then I went in and auditioned for Alec, and Cassie said that she liked me, and they decided that they'd have me come in and test, and then before I knew it, I was Alec.
Nice. So yeah, this cast is pretty amazing. Tell me about the characters and how you're kind of intertwined in the story with, Clary being the main. I guess they're demon hunters.
Yes. Well, we hunt demons. We keep this kind of this world, this hidden world at bay from harming the mundanes, the humans amongst us. And there are a lot of sort of layers to these relationships. Like Clary, for example, we learn a lot about her and her relationship with Jace and her relationship with Simon, and I develop a relationship with another character on the show, and there are other issues there. I mean, it's a mess. It's a mess, a lot of it, but we work it out.
Wait, so this relationship that you're referring to, will we see, I guess they call it Malik?
Yeah, they call it Malik.
On the show, because that's pretty exciting. If people don't know, there's a character called Magnus.
Yes, Magnus is a warlock, a centuries-old warlock with tremendous powers, and he's a little out there.
Yeah. And he's played by Harry Shum Jr., right?
Harry Shum, yes, yeah. And we, in the books, everybody who reads the books, there's a relationship between these two characters. And I think this season, I'm not going to say what happens, but I don't think anybody will be disappointed.
Yeah. So tell me about that relationship and bringing it sort of to the TV screen. Was it hard? Was it exciting?
Oh, it was obviously very exciting because we had a lot of sort of enthusiasm from fans related to this, that plot.
Yeah.
And we wanted to make sure that we did everything so that it was real and not some, I don't know, cliched thing. So we spent a lot of time thinking about it and talking about it and working with the writers to make sure that everything felt right and felt honest. And I think that if we've done it right, which I think we have, it'll mean a lot to a lot of people and help certain people, I hope, with any kinds of problems they may be going through. I know I'm being a little cryptic, but I can't reveal too much.
No spoilers.
Yes.
Well, you also have another relationship, and that's with your sister, Isabel.
Oh, the best, Emerald,
yes.
yeah.
Talk about that dynamic between brother and sister. And
Oh, she's so open and sexy and all that, and Alec doesn't know what to do with that. So his sister kind of, she pokes at him, but it's ultimately a very loving relationship, and they both are so interested in helping one another. I mean, they're just there for each other all the time, and we do that. We really play with that a lot in the show.
I mean, there's so many great characters in this series. How did you guys kind of go about studying your roles? Did you all read the books? Did you watch the movie that came out a few years ago?
Immediately after being booked on these shows, we all immediately started reading.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that Alberto went through 6 books in 6 weeks, even with filming, which was impressive.
Yeah.
But yes, everybody's been reading, and we had a lot of help from fans who were constantly supplying, who have analyzed all these books. So I mean, we just had an endless stream of thought and discussion from people who are writing online. And we do read what people write because it puts context to our characters and makes us understand what people are looking for.
And so we were talking about the pilot or the premiere behind the scenes here,
Yes.
and how they kind of throw a lot at you at once,
Yeah.
because you got to fit everything in. So tell me about that episode and what we're going to see for the rest of the season.
So I think that we've got to get a lot in there in the first few episodes because we have to explain a lot to people who haven't read the books. And so I mean, it's a real whirlwind, for the first 2. But we get to get a little deeper into things as we go along, and as the season progresses, we really see characters go through very kind of intense arcs, and especially for the key 7 characters, a lot happens.
Yeah.
But it's all very, very intense. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to everyone seeing these later episodes, especially as we get toward the end, because it gets very kind of aggressive.
Yeah. Well, tell me about being on set. I mean, you guys must be in tip-top shape, working out like crazy and doing stunts.
Yeah, always working. Yeah, a lot of working out. We got to do the stunts, which was great. I mean, we had great stunt people, but you always are trying to do your own stunts. And then, Dom eventually got injured, and not severely, but a little bit.
Yeah.
And we always are kind of, I mean, they'll kill me for saying this, but you always think that you're about to get injured.
Yeah.
You're about to, you get little bumps and bruises, but you don't notice because you're having so much fun. I mean, doing your own stunts is really an exciting thing, but you do need professionals there because a lot of stuff I can't do. I can't do flips off of 20-foot.
Oh, you can't?
No, I can't. I never learned how. I don't know how I didn't, but I guess it's my failure as an actor.
Oh, yeah. Real failure. I don't think anyone would do that. I know I wouldn't, and I know you guys film in Toronto.
Yes.
So what's that like being up there, and how is it sort of a different vibe than, say, being in LA or New York?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, ultimately you're working every day for a huge amount of time, so it doesn't really matter where you are. But there's no distractions there because we didn't have a lot of our friends there, and our families weren't there. So mostly what we did was just work and work out and make sure everyone else was working out. And yeah.
So you guys are very close, I can, assume.
Yeah, no, we were very lucky to get this group of 7 people. because and everyone else who was John Core and everybody else, because everyone likes each other, and that's I don't think the standard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. People get into arguments and
No
differences.
on-set drama here.
I mean, you put 10 people in a room, are you going to like all 9 other people?
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy
It's true.
for the most part.
You're like, for the most part, I like
Yeah.
all my cast members.
I like them all.
So sort of tell me about, your career thus far and how you came to find this role and what you were doing beforehand.
I had done a few movies. I had done a little role in Delivery Man. I had done a movie called When the Game Stands Tall, and Naomi Eli's No Kiss List, which came out just a few months ago. And all these roles, I feel like, built up to gaining the confidence and the skills necessary in order to be put in something that has such a huge scale to it, like Shadowhunters. So I think that I'm very lucky to have been cast in this role, and I'm very thrilled to have it. I mean, I can't imagine a better jumping off point. It's very, very exciting.
Are you ever nervous that, you're jumping into this, craze, like, as we talked about before, fans love this so much, and you're going to be, seen as this person who's portraying somebody who's very popular in the book world? Do you ever get nervous that your life's going to change a bit?
No, I mean, there's some pressure on you.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm worried that my life would change at all for the negative. I can't really foresee that. I mean, all the fans are so great. They're so enthusiastic. They're so, I keep saying this, but really they keep us happy about what we're doing, keep us on task.
Yeah.
And I think that only good can come of this.
Well, it's a very interesting entertainment world right now because there's so many books, especially dystopia, future, supernatural, teen, adult fiction, books that are going into movies and TV shows and things like that. What do you think about, are you excited to be a part of one of those? And do you feel like, that's kind of the best of both worlds? Is a book ending up being a movie or a TV show?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't really thought about the fact that it's, how it compares to other books that are being turned into shows and movies and other young adult novels. There are a lot, aren't there?
There's the Hunger Games. What else do we have, guys? Divergent, Twilight.
Is the Fifth Wave, was that a book? The Fifth Wave?
Yeah, I won't know. Yes?
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it does seem like there's a lot.
I'm like, no, because I don't even know what is a book and what is a movie anymore.
I think that when you have the source material, like a book, you have so much to work with and so much sort of richness, but it also creates this problem where you can't put it all in, and so as a result, unless the person running the show or movie is committed to making a huge amount of material like Game of Thrones, you start deleting things. And even in Game of Thrones, a huge amount is deleted.
I was just going to say that, how every day on the internet is another Game of Thrones, George R.R. Martin argument.
And then
Who's
how
gonna
angry
finish
people get,
what?
this is different, and this isn't here. Well, yeah, I know, but it's just what can you do? There's nothing you can do. You can't put it all in. A book is an incredible thing, and movies are short stories, basically, and shows are limited to their, budget and run.
Yeah. Well, so tell me, who would win in a fight then? Katniss Everdeen? How about a little Edward Cullen? A little Alec Lightwood? Who do you think would win in the battle?
It's not even Alec would win. It's not even close. It's an absurd question. Katniss. Come on.
Who is
Seriously?
Katniss?
And then the other one, the vampire.
Yeah.
No way. That's what Alec handles vampires all the time. That's nuts.
Were you ever a big reader of, let's say, the Twilight series or Hunger Games?
I hadn't read Twilight, and I didn't read Hunger Games. I think I was a little out of the age range, and I got into some other books at the time when those were getting big, and so I was trying to complete those. And so I think that, for example, I was reading the Expanse series, which is now a TV show as well. Look at that.
Yeah.
And that was taking up a lot of my time. So, yeah.
Yeah, what kind of shows do you watch, on your off days or your downtime?
Oh, man. I've been watching a lot of TV. Big fan of Better Call Saul.
Yeah,
Big fan. Yeah, that's great. And what else? What else have I been watching?
Are you like a Netflix kind of guy?
Netflix. Now I have cable. I actually got cable for this show
Woo.
under the guise of getting it for my girlfriend who likes to watch some of her reality shows, and I just sort of said, "Oh yeah, this is for you," when in reality it was for me.
Yeah. Well, there's so much on TV. It's like almost impossible to stay up on the trends, I find.
I was just watching. I was going through like the on-demand section, and my God, there's so much TV. There is so much to watch.
Yeah.
And you can never go through all of it. And I know I have like 10 shows on a list of like shows that I've been told I must watch, and it's like hundreds of hours of commitment. I don't know when I'm going to do it. So I think it's best just to stick with Shadowhunters and just watch that all the time.
Yeah. Well, Freeform, which was formerly ABC Family, has some amazing shows like Pretty Little Liars, now Shadowhunters. So tell me a little bit about the network and why you think it's great. I know I like it because it sets a different tone than any other network within the teen sort of space.
Yeah, it's the shows that it has are really, they're shows that people get hooked on, and I think that's because they know what will keep people interested, and they know what people want to see. And I think that, with Stitchers and Pretty Little Liars and now Shadowhunters, I think that there's just so much entertaining material to watch, and it's stuff that you want to keep coming back for. I mean, that's what Pretty Little Liars has made its business on. My God, people come back and they talk about it. I mean, it's a show you talk about. You can't wait for the next week, and I think that we do that as well.
Yeah, tell me about what's to come with, I think there's 13 episodes in the season.
13, yeah.
So are we going to have many, many twists and turns, and at the end of each episode be screaming at our television set, like, what's going on?
Oh, there's definitely some episodes where you're going to be screaming at your TV.
Yeah.
And, oh, man. Yeah, there's some payoffs, but there's also a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't want to say too much, but I'm really excited, especially as we get into the second half of the season, because you get all this building up. We start the storytelling, we get everyone, set for their evolutions, and then we get to run with it, and it's very exciting.
Is there a scene or a moment coming up that you're like super stoked about? With your character or without your character?
Oh man, there are.
like, this
I don't
is
know.
spoilers,
you see, I
but
can't
people
say
have
things.
read the book.
There's a really devastating moment. I think that's in episode 6. There's a very devastating moment in 9. In 3, we have some. Oh man, I can't. Okay, just watch it. Watch it. You'll see.
Yeah.
You'll see.
Well, I want to open it up to some fan questions. So raise your hands if you have a question for Matt.
Hi, Matt. I'm
Hi.
a huge fan of the book, so I'm excited to see this adaptation. So my question is, if you could immerse yourself in this world and be any character besides your own, who would it be and why?
I'm kind of torn on that one, and I've been thinking about this a lot. I think there's kind of an obvious answer, which is Magnus, because he's an all-powerful warlock who wears really fun clothing and is just a fascinating character. But I think that ultimately I'd want to play Valentine because he's crazy.
Creepy.
He's absolutely crazy, and that's something fun. And it's also fun to play an evil villain. I mean, and one especially as villainous as Valentine. A lot of V's there.
What else? Right here.
I know that your sister actually has experience doing a series like for Percy Jackson. So has she actually given you any pointers?
I think the best advice I get from Alex is from watching how she handles herself and how she works, her work ethic. And so, just by seeing her and visiting her on set, I think that provided me a lot of the context and sort of rules for how you succeed. And I think that she's just an all-around, just sort of an incredible person who's also very devoted to what she does.
So I'm asking on behalf of my friend Stephanie. She's watching all the way in Argentina. Oh, awesome. She's watching you live right now. So if you say hi to her, she'll probably have heart palpitations.
Hi, how are you, Stephanie?
So her question is, what's the best part of working on Shadowhunters, and how much do you have in common with your character?
Ooh, okay, wow, all right. So the best part about working on Shadowhunters, oh man, I mean, it's all just really, really fun. I guess. It's fun to be immersed in a character that so much is written about, and so much is discussed about. It's just you're being thrown into a world that's so complex and rich, and that's, what more could I ask for if I want to, be acting? It's fantastic. And as far as similarities to Alec, I think that I have a lot in common with him in terms of how he cares about others and how he's sort of more concerned with the well-being of the people that he loves than he is with himself, and he's also a all-around great guy.
We're going to take our next question from an online viewer.
Okay.
So Laura would like to know, do you watch Shadowhunters when it's live on TV?
Of course, and I live tweet. And I live tweet, and I'm going to live tweet tomorrow. And, let me know if you like what I'm tweeting about, because I think that my last set of tweets were a little silly. But I think it's more fun that way, rather than just being sort of cut and dry.
Are you ever surprised by what you watch on an episode, or are you one of those that reads the script and everybody's lines, or do you like to be a little bit?
No, we definitely, we know all the scripts exactly. All of us do, like, down to the letter. But things change in editing. And we haven't seen all the episodes. In fact, I've only seen 1 and 2, and then 3 before it was really gone through post. So, yeah, I'll be surprised for sure.
Yeah.
Will be our last question.
Hi, Matt. I'm curious as to what you're looking for when you search for new roles. For example, are you looking for roles within a particular genre or scripts with plot twists?
Ultimately, I want to be part of a good story. I think that's the most important. It doesn't necessarily matter what the genre is or even who's involved. As long as the story is sound and the character is interesting, I think that's what we're in this business for, is to be part of something like that.
Great. Well, we're very excited to see episode 2 is airing tomorrow. If you haven't caught the premiere, you should, because this is a very exciting, thrilling show, and I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
And congrats.
Thank you very much.
I hope you guys
Thank
watch Shadowhunters. Yeah.